Then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Friday. Obviously, technical difficulties kind of screwed everything up for us. I'm checking one more thing right now, but I should be okay. So basically, what happened was, as I changed my microphone yesterday, and I got a little ballsy and started pushing all sorts of crazy buttons that I probably shouldn't have done. What I normally do when I do a major change, you know what? Hold on. Uh, There we go. Now we're on the air. When I do was when I well, when I do a major change to the live stream, I'll do it on the weekend and I will test it. And to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen, it's like, I'll just do this. Everything will be fine. I was looking at some stream stuff and brand new microphone. Here you go. Well, isn't that magical looking? That's all pretty. Thanks to Jester recommended it to me. How is the sound, guys? Is it crisp and clears? Do I sound sexy? Anywho, we've got a lot of new people in here today. Shrapnel Studios. I noticed you right off the bat. Don't be a problem child. Don't do it. All right, so I don't think it was Debbie. I think it was Rose that was first. Whenever I put the poll up, the it blocks the first person who checked in this morning. If you guys haven't checked in yet, please do so now. Now is the time. It's a human interaction. It's an educational channel. This is how we converse as human beings. So whoever you are, tell me in the chat. Pool coat number 2, catitude. You are deterred. We got Debbie saying hello, good morning. JB the 25th showed up. Haven't seen you in a while, man. We got Maynard Watkins. Don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. LocalPrepper, good morning. 30 degrees. It's supposed to be even colder tonight down there, man. If you guys didn't know this, LocalPrepper actually lives close to my property in North Carolina. 26 West Idaho. My goodness. Where we at here? Shrapnel Studios. Bullseye Ben is here. Leah Bull. I'm just going to call you Leia. I'm just calling you Leia because I can't say all those vowels and syllables and consonants and all that crazy stuff. Let's see here. Pastor Reality's in the house. We got Black Mountain Outdoors. Don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more of all of this stuff. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going through scrolling. I'm scrolling. Looking for, make sure I'm saying hi to everybody that that I see there. Somebody just gave me $5 to keep try and make this live stream longer than it probably should be. You guys are all just like, yeah, there we go. We got uh damn it, where's it at? It just everything just moved. Everything just moved. Spags is in the house. Laszlo, good morning. Good morning, my friend. Alice, good morning to see you. Let's see here. Oops is in the house. There we go. Billy King showed up. All right, I'm from Bullseye Bend. I got you, Black Mountain Outdoors. I figured that was what I looked and like. I think I had like 3 or 4 people came over from that live stream this morning. Me, I'm always. You guys are going to see me everywhere. You know, I was on this live stream the other day that I hadn't even heard of before, and the lady, it was like a 3-person panel. It's just, I know who that guy. I know who that guy is. I think he's big on TikTok, and I just had to giggle. Also, Cool Colt. Thank you very much for the Utah man. Where are we at here? For the $5 to keep this thing going. Utah man. MAN. There we go. Did I spell that right? I did not. There we go. There we go. Boom. Oh, microphone got in the way. Okay, let's see here. Well, let's see it to me, but I was wrong. Let's see. Okay, so we are there. We are there. And I think I have enough material to keep us going. I don't want to get too far off subject, but looks like Grumpy Panda shut up. Good morning, my friend. Drinking the merch coffee, drinking the merch. I didn't even tag the merch. I didn't even tag the merch, guys. If you guys want to go get it. Great coffee mug. Use it every day. It's good size too. There we go. It's as big as my hand. Tom Fish, 1 second coffee, cup of coffee. I have a reserve over here on the side. I have a reserve. Okay, so let's get into this. One of the biggest things that people talk about in my Tom Fish, I'm on my Red Bull. Gotcha, Bullseye. Uh, Bullseye, tell you right now, bro, you're young, be smart, okay? Those Red Bulls, nah, no bueno, no bueno. And they're like crack for me. I love them. But when I was back when I was a government contractor, I used to drink 2 to 3 of the large Red Bulls. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, the large, it's like you could beat somebody to death with one of these things. Let's see here. Cool Colt says, I don't get to live the live very often anymore. Always playing catch. I got you, bro. And has a heart problem. Okay, let's see here. All right, so here's the thing, guys. It's like in the preposphere, there's a debate. You know, someone shows up at your house. Do you give them anything? Do you share your assets? Oh my God, they'll know I have stuff. Now I have to kill them. Or I mean, it's just the craziest stuff to think about. Okay, but there's actually some very grounded information out there that you can go look up if you have a live stream and you want to create that for someone else, like an educational channel, you know. And The bottom line is that sharing resources with neighbors during emergencies can occur. Um, Emergencies can occur without warning, leaving communities to face limited resources and significant challenges, whether it's a natural disaster, a power outage, or even a more severe crisis, uh, the strength of a community often depends on its own ability to unite and support one another. And sharing resources with neighbors during such times can make a meaningful difference, but it must be approached with careful planning and consideration. Now, before we go on, I did put something in the. We've already got 25 votes. Looks like we have 30 plus people. It looks like 33 maybe that are in the stream. But a good amount of votes. Everybody's got their own opinions, and as usual, I tell you guys, don't jump on this poll too quickly because you can't change your vote. Let's see. So, and the question is sharing resources worth risky safety? It's a really wordy, weird, kind of weird question, but you got to think about it. And right now, 72% say it depends on the situation, which tells me that everybody wants to help people, but they don't want to, like, they don't want to give away the show. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to, let people know, hey, I'm here and I've got lots of stuff. We got 24% say no, survival comes first. 4% say only for the most vulnerable, and 0%. 0% say, yes, it's the right thing to do. Well, I'm not coming to your house. I might get shot. Anywho, oh, let's see here. When sharing is appropriate. I'm sorry, let's talk about when sharing is appropriate. So, sharing resources in emergencies can ensure that everyone in the community has access to vital supplies. However, the decision to share requires thoughtful evaluation to balance personal needs with communal benefits. Now, we can break this up into different groups. And the first one is, oh my God, leg bug, $5 giving you the heart, lady. Gonna get the like. And let's see, show some support. Ben turned me onto you, and I'm always here for good information. Contest creators. Got you. Very nice. Nice. No, you're getting the noise. Eh, there you go, lady. Appreciate you, Leia. Appreciate you. Uh, but the sections that we're going to break this up into are the first one's immediate crisis. Now, in the aftermath of disasters, critical supplies like food, water, and medicine may be scarce. Sharing in such situations can save lives, especially when resources have been contaminated or destroyed. And the next thing is long-term disruptions. Now, during extended emergencies such as prolonged power outages or supply chain breakdowns, sharing can sustain the community over weeks or months. However, careful rationing is essential to avoid depleting one's own reserves too quickly. My nose is itching like crazy this morning. Must be all the money you're throwing at me. By the way, guys, if you didn't know this, not only will I extend the stream, but all the money that you do donate goes towards the new PC. The command center is about 10 years old back there. It looks really cool. It looks really cool, but believe me, it won't process 4K video at all. It's just yeah. It's a gaming machine that was the gaming machine of the century when I had it made. That's right, I had it personally made by a friend of mine. And but now, not so much. All right. Also for the new people, the guys, the way this works is I talk about stuff, you post some stuff, I talk about the stuff you post. It keeps the conversation going. Now, the next thing, oh, excuse me, I went to bed with a cough and woke up with a cough as well. I'm trying to stay away because stay away from the girlfriend. Matter of fact, I haven't even got my good morning kiss yet because she's on day 3 of her second regimen of chemotherapy and she is immunocompromised. So no touchy touchy when you have coffee. And I don't mean this kind of coffee. All right, delayed assistance. When government or NGO support is delayed, sharing can bridge the gap until external help arrives. Prioritizing strategic sharing ensures resources last longer. We found this out in North Carolina very rapidly. Next thing is vulnerable neighbors. Prioritizing the elderly, the disabled individuals, and the families with young children reflects community responsibility and compassion. These groups often have the most pressing needs and limited ability to acquire resources. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and check out the poll. The poll is, oh, excuse me. Oh, at least I'm not yawning yet. 27 votes. The question is sharing resources worth Ugh, Jesus, what the hell? I haven't even eaten anything this morning. I think I might be coming down with something. 27 votes. Is sharing resources worth risky safety? Let's see here. It depends on the situation. 70%, 26% no. Survival comes first. 4% only the most vulnerable, and 0%. Yes, it's the right thing to do. You're so selfish. And going to the chat, let's see here. Let's see, you guys are talking to each other. Leia says, I would share, but only if it's actually necessary and for the vulnerable and those I don't feel would draw unnecessary attention to my stash slash home slash family. 100%. A very legitimate answer, Leia. Very, very legitimate answer. Leia says, I'm acting like it's end of the world. Maybe I'm selfish, but I have 2 babies. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And let's see here. Praying, West Virginia Pappy, if sharing act like it hurts to deflect suspicion. I'm gonna need some more pronunciation. I'm gonna need some more adjectives in that statement, West Virginia Pappy. JDM, good morning, young lady. The band hammer has showed up. Bullseye Ben is on. He's sport a hammer as well. Let's see here. Resources will be scarce, and taking away pushes you closer to death. That is one way to look at it. That is one way to look at it. But you know what? The other people might be like, "Oh man, Bullseye just he took those people up. Well, we got to take care of this guy." That's why they call it a community. Alice says, I'm going to try and listen in. My son just got here, and I hope you feel better, Mr. Prepper. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alice. I appreciate you. A very large portion of people actually take me into their board meetings and listen to me at 9 a.m. every morning while they're like, ah. Let's see. Act like you don't have many preps. Gotcha, bro. I hate to sound selfish, but I couldn't share. And here's the thing: if you have limited resources that you've calculated out and are necessary for your and your family's survival, then you can't. It's that easy. It's that easy. Excuse me. All right. So with that said, let's go into reasons for caution. Now, while sharing is often beneficial, there are scenarios where it's necessary to exercise caution. Now, some safety concerns. Sharing can compromise safety, as desperate individuals might resort to harmful actions. It means they're going to hurt you to get your stuff. Additionally, sharing contaminated food or water can pose health risks. Maintaining discretion about available resources minimizes those potential threats, which is what we've kind of talked about. Greater redundancy just showed up. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Limited supplies. When supplies are critically low, prioritizing one's immediate family is essential. Sharing should not come at the cost of personal survival, which is what JDM was just talking about, which what we were just talking about. It's free 0.99% after all. Oh, let's see here. Thank you, thank you. Let's see here. And then there's the potential for conflict. Resource scarcity can escalate tensions. Transparency in distribution and using trusted intermediaries, such as community leaders or faith based organizations, can mitigate conflict. And what we're basically talking about is, it's as long as people don't see you backing your truck up to the church to dump off that pallet of MREs in an emergency, then now it's on the pastor. Now it's on the priest. Now it's on the padre, and no one's going to come after him because, yeah, he's got all the food now. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be coming. It's like a deflection tactic. It's a psychological warfare. So that people aren't coming to your house for the food, they're coming to the church for the food. That's really what we're talking about when we start to avoid points of conflict. Going to the chat here, uh, Shrapnel says, during the great snowmageddon that ravaged Texas, our power went out, and our neighbors with solar let people charge car batteries to power portable heaters. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, okay, let's go charge some stuff up. Everybody loves that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like if it were food, that would be a different story. But I mean, the sun is free. Let's see here. Oops, love the name. Uh, let's see here. Sips on coffee, sips. There we go. Okay, so it looks like everything is moving on swimmingly. We're moving swimmingly. Wait, I'm gonna go. Can I get my finger? This mug is too big to be a teacup, but I'll use my man hands to manipulate it with only my finger and thumb. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and determine who to share with. It's kind of a skill. You need to work on it, but there are some brackets that you can use. Identifying who to share with involves prioritization based on need and reliability. Now, immediate neighbors. Those living nearby are the most accessible and likely to reciprocate support. Building local trust strengthens community resilience. I cannot emphasize enough to know your neighbors. If they're scumbags, they're scumbags. If they're just regular people, I'm sure you can be friends with them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's the dumbest things. One of the things that I used to do when I lived in military housing, I didn't know any of the people that lived. When I lived in military housing, I had the story that I'm telling you now, the time that I speak of now. We lived in it's basically uh, uh, similar to a condominium. There were like modules, and there were like four families per module, and so, and there wasn't a lot of grass, but they required that you mow your grass. And there were people that had the people on the ends had the most grass, right? But it wasn't a lot. You could probably mow it with a push mower in like 20 minutes. It was nothing, right? But the two families in the middle had like this little square out front between their house and the sidewalk that was like 5 by 5, 6 by 6 tops. And then out back, they had like this little square of grass that was on the other side of their patio inside of a fenced in area that was nothing. And I used to tell them, listen, man, if you if you move your bikes, if you pick up your toys, I will mow your damn lawn. It'll take me an hour to do around the entire condominium. You know what I'm saying? And I never charged a penny, anything like that. But you know what? That's how I made friends. That's how I knew who these people, because I was the only Marine living in Navy housing in my quad. You know what I'm saying? There were probably 6 or 7 other Marines that were living in the development, but I was the only one that was in my quad, right? And so, and obviously there's going to be that whole Navy Marine Corps thing, give me a ride, that kind of thing, go make my chow, crap like that. But get that the thermometer up and running in the background, dude. I'm looking at that. I'm trying, Bradley. Well, Brad, hold on. Let me take care of you. Give me a thumbs up and and the heart and reply. I'm on it. There we go. I'm looking at different ones. What he's talking about is you know how like when they do fundraisers and stuff, where you can put like the thermometer or whatever, and but I haven't seen any good ones, to be honest with you. Um, that's the real problem, Brad. I'm not seeing very good ones, and when I find one, I'll put it in there. And the idea is that it's for the money that's going towards the computer. That's what it is. I need to raise about 2,500 bucks, and we're doing it $5 at a time. But yeah, that's how you made friends, the immediate neighbors. And if they needed anything, we would babysit for them. They would babysit for us. We would watch their dogs. We would keep an eye out for their kids, things like that. So it's one way to do things. Another thing is looking out for vulnerable individuals. You focus on neighbors who are unable to meet their basic needs due to physical or financial limitations. Keeping an eye out for these people. If you're going to give something to somebody, maybe it's to that person who can't actually drive their own damn car, that are now separated by time, distance, or speed from the loved ones who would normally bring them this, that, and the other thing. You know what I'm saying? Look in on them, take care of them, food supply trucks, whatever it may be. So keep an eye out for that and know who these people are too. Reliable community members, sharing with trustworthy individuals who have a history of helping others can encourage reciprocity and foster collaborative efforts. It's like smiles are contagious. When people see that you're helping somebody, and then now they're helping somebody, that whole pay it forward thing. Um, Maybe they just realize that things are really bad and we have to watch out for each other. And then these reliable community members can like come in, or you can be the reliable community member and help other people. Another thing, 499 more to go. Just glancing in, Bradley. Let's see here. Community groups, coordinated with local organizations. can ensure fair and efficient distribution while maintaining autonomy. This goes back to, and my throat is really starting to act stupid right now, so I can't find my cough drops anywhere, to be honest with you. I probably have to go buy some. This goes back to what I was telling you about food drops at the local uh what is it? At the church. You know what I'm saying? I think that that is the biggest. I think that is the most reliable way to ensure that these supplies are distributed out to the right people, not because of their religion, not because they went to church, but because people are less apt to do violent things, to be mean. People know to go to the church for help, regardless of their religion. It doesn't matter. One of the problems that I run into is the food banks now. The food banks are not what they used to be. The food banks are now very um, they're don't get me wrong, they're not like making money, okay? But the food banks have become like, hey, get the app, log in, qualify. It's like the food banks used to be get in your car, drive to the food banks, stand in line, get your food, get in your car and go home. Now they have drive up windows. You don't even have to get out of your damn car. And as long as you have the app and as long as you've been pre-approved, you just drive right through and they put whatever it is that they're supposed to put in there. You know what I'm saying? Which is good, but here's the thing, all the food is donated from all of the big box stores who are not allowed to sell food past their expiration date, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? The Best Buy date. They used to throw it all out. Now they're donating it. That they figured out that they can donate it to these food shelters, um, and um, and then they can write that off. They can write that product off at the end of the year. So if you plan on going dumpster diving out back behind the local Wally World, you may be a little disappointed. It still happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't happen anymore. I'm just saying that you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the chat here real quick. Let's see here. Nice to be acknowledged. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the group. Got you, Rose. Hey, Rose, there you are. Rose, you weren't the first one in this morning, were you? I cannot remember. Um, I don't think it was Debbie, and I don't think it was Cindy. I think it was you, but no one told me in the chat. So I'm not a people person. I keep to myself. I got you. The Stoic. I love it. Make sure you subscribe, bro. My neighbors are extremely overweight and wouldn't be much help with hunting or defending. The husband is pretty good with gardening, growing plants. They're also really good at standing watch. There you go. You got to sleep sometime. It's one of the biggest fallacy of survivalism is that you don't have to sleep. Someone's got to keep their eyes open. Bad things happen at bad times, normally when you're asleep too. Let's see here. Loretta showed up. Good to see you. Good to see you. It was just a laugh, buddy. Glad you're considering it. Oh, no, no, no. It is. I mean, I like the idea. I really do like the idea. I want people to know where their money is going to. You know what I'm saying? Even if I just told you, I'm trying to keep the lights on, I need money to feed my cat. You should know that. You know what I'm saying? That's not the case here, but you should know where your money is going. If you guys have been with me from the beginning, you know that I started this whole thing 3 years ago because I wanted people to save money on preparedness. I found it absolutely ridiculous that people were getting ripped off. You know what I'm saying? If you're buying quality, it's going to cost you. But if you go low, you be prepared for the consequences, But don't tell me that this three piece, Ziploc bag full of stuff is $100 when I can go down to local Wally World or order it on Amazon and spend like $10. And that's what I got. That's what really pissed me off, and that's why I really started the channel. So, but I got you, Bradley. Bradley, you are not the good idea fairy, man. You give me lots of good ideas. You keep doing what you're gonna do. Um, let's see, where we at here? Uh, where, let's see. Oh, my eyes are freaking out. Um, let's see. The Stoic says my neighbor was extremely. Oh, we did used to already Stoic. They gave us a push mower in the army base in Hawaii in '68. We're oh man, which one? Damn it. My brain, I didn't take my brain pills this morning. I used to live right outside that damn army base. I used to live on the highway that went between Wheeler and Damn it. What's the name of the army base in Hawaii, damn it? I was in the Marines, so I don't know. Let's see here. And this is when I was a kid, when I used to live in there. Wheeler and Schofield Barracks. Schofield Barracks. There's this highway that runs between Wheeler and Schofield Barracks, and I used to live on that right between them. Let's see here. Good gestures, 4.99 to go. PIF, I don't know what that is. They should let restaurants donate leftover food. So much food goes to the waste. Yes, they should. But the problem is the ability to get it out of the restaurant. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's see. Shrapnel says, our major concern here in my part of Texas are power outages, dust storms, and windstorms. Food is not our primary concern. Heat is. That's why we have many fail safes in my neighborhood. I never understood, I'm an advocate for um, environmental strategies. Okay. No, that's not a lefty thing. That's not crazy. Okay. So, like, if you live in Texas, I don't understand why they're not running geothermal swamp coolers in every stinking house. If you guys don't know what that is, it's where they drill this giant hole. Okay. And then they run these pipes that are like this big underneath structures. They basically go down like I want to say it's like 30 to 60 feet, right? The idea is that it's like 54 degrees all year round underground. And then all they do is they just cycle that air through your house. And it keeps your house cool. You just got to pay for the damn fan. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so I don't understand why they don't do that. And here's the logic behind it. If you've ever been to Okinawa, Japan, these guys get schwacked by typhoons. And if you've ever seen a typhoon before, it makes a hurricane look like a 6-year-old blonde girl with ponytails bouncing through, like tra la la. That's what typhoons make hurricanes look like. Okay. I know technically a typhoon is a reverse. It's a reverse spinning. It's an opposite spinning hurricane, but they are massive and they throw unbelievable amounts of wind, unbelievable amounts of water. They are just unbelievable forces of nature. Okay. And the only thing that happens is that you might lose power for like half an hour. And a shingle doesn't get taken down, a house doesn't get destroyed. And you remember, this is an island, so everything is coastal, right? And you know why? Because they build their houses to withstand typhoons. And all of their power lines are underground. Yeah. It's pretty simple, really. It's pretty simple. All right, they're night owls, so good point. Let's see here. Schofield is where my brother was stationed. He was 25th ID. Yes. Lightning. The lightning guys. Yep, yep, yep. Pay it forward is I got your credit on this thing. We're too busy drilling oil. That's why we don't drill geothermal. Gotcha. I love making swamp coolers. There you go. I mean, it's basically almost free air conditioning. Anywho, okay, so for those of you that are not familiar, that you're new to the stream, one of the things that we do when we're halfway through it and we've only 3 for 5, so we're only good for an hour, guys. When we're halfway through this, we put a number one in the chat because we put a number one in the chat if you love your country, not your government, your country. 1, 2, 3, put a number one in the chat. Erica, I'm going to drink some more coffee. I'm going to talk some more trash, and I'm going to educate you because this is an educational channel. Glug, glug, glug. I need to get my back up. I need to get my back up here because I need to tell you about something. This is the old LP mug. You know what? I'm gonna drink out of the old LP mug because it's full and it's hot, and this stuff is starting to hurt my throat because it's getting chilly, chilly, chilly. So much better. Okay, guys, we're gonna pay some bills real quick. Guys, if you did not know this, I really need to. I don't know why I cannot adjust this damn. That's the wrong one. Control Z. Let's move that one. This is the one that I want. I want to move. It's in such a weird place. There we go. All right, guys, if you're not familiar with Refuge Medical, they make the best medical supplies on the planet. Not a joke. Not a joke. They only use the best. They only make the best. It's that easy. It can be a little pricey. That's why there's a code there. If you use code LocalPrepper, you can save 15% on your purchases. Now, I know you're buying them because I can see when you use my code, whether you buy one or not, and I appreciate you. Someone bought like $1,200 worth of gear. Not a joke. It happened yesterday. I made $12, something like that. The running joke is I make 30 cents for every $1,000 you spend, something like that. But the bottom line is that you guys are doing the right thing. You're making smart moves, and Refuge Medical just hits all the bells. It's American made. It's a small business. A lot of the guys in there are former military. I mean, it hits all of the wickets. And so and their gear is guaranteed for life. And if you use any of their gear to save somebody's life and you can show them that, they will replace that gear for free. Not a joke. I actually saw where they had one kit that came in that was like 3 years old and it had like some seams blew out on it. They just gave them a new one. Magical, absolutely magical. So, guys, do me a favor if you're looking at medical gear, do me a favor, trauma gear, that kind of thing. Take a look at that. Also, they offer training, and right now I believe that they're actually offering free training when you spend like 69 or 99 or something like that. You go look at it. Use the link in the. If you go to the link in the description, okay. Let me hold on a second here. Main. I keep forgetting to tell you guys that, so I put it on the screen so I would be reminded. If you go to the link in the description that says the what is it, Prepper? I gotta block this out. Prepper gear. I like link in description. The Prepper gear. Click on that, and then it'll take you to the page where you can find what you're looking for, and you're going to be there. Don't forget that code Local Prepper to save yourself some moolah. Okay, looks like Cool Colt just coughed up another $5 and we're going to give him the magical thanks. Appreciate you, Broseph. We are almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. All right, let's see. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. The 7 P's. Bullseye. Bullseye nailed it. Bullseye hit the bullseye. Bradley says, I'm a believer in planting things to help people like fruit trees along walking paths. Yes, bees, potential problem, but free food for homeless. But you know what? Bees make honey, guys. Bees make honey. So I think it's going to be okay. Rose says, have had discussion on burial of electric lines for years, but always shut down. Yes, expensive at start, but imagine the reduction of power outages. Yes, that's what it really all comes down to. It's really what it all comes down to. The only way we're ever going to alleviate these issues in America is I hate to say this, but by the government mandating that by like 2050, all power lines that support residential areas have to be underground, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It solves a lot of problems. It solves a lot of problems because then all you have to do is go to the stations, fix the problem there that's above ground, and boom, 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 you're back in business. Now, will it fix all the problems? No, not at all, because there's no way we're ever going to get all of these lines underground. It's just not going to happen. So, but I do think that there are we see them upgrade power lines from time to time, and I think that they could make it so that from now on, if you're going to upgrade a power line, you've got to go underground. Now this would actually cause some problems going through residential areas, but it's a hard problem to solve. It truly is. Let's see here. Just Michelle. Just Michelle. I don't recognize you. It's just Michelle. Who's that? It's just Michelle. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, lady. How funny. I just cleaned up my first aid kits this morning. Kismet. Let's see. Shrapnel says, we have underground power, but we still get power outages because our infrastructure, people are stupid and keep putting lines above water lines, and then the lines burst out. Stupid people. There are suture kits available online. Yep, true. If you're a veteran, look up Hives for Heroes. Yeah, I've seen that before. Matter of fact, they were at when I spoke at the Kentucky Sustainment and Kentucky Homesteading and Sustainment and Preparedness Festival. Too many words. They were there. They were there. Let's see. It cost over $1 million to bury power lines 100 yards. That's ridiculous. That's insane, Bullseye. I believe you, but I'm saying that's a racket. That's a racket. That's like saying it would cost $1 million to bury, frickin' cable from the cable company, which they did forever. It's crazy. They would take it from the pole underground right to your house. Not a joke. It's the way they used to do it. And it didn't cost it. I'm telling you what, Bubba, who ran the cable runner, he didn't. That wasn't no 100. Something just happened. Just Michelle subscribed. Thank you very much, lady. Appreciate you. Oh, that's for you. No, that's for me. I don't know. I think I'm coming down with something. I think I'm coming down with something. I have to stay away from girlfriend for a while, which not fun, but it is what it is. Rose says a home near flooded areas should build on stilts. Home on New Jersey coastal area where an island itself lost garage, but the rest of the house secure, no damage to lives. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Riley says my entire neighborhood is underground. I know, and it's aesthetically pleasing as well. It's aesthetically pleasing as well. All right, so let's get back on point. What do we got? We still have we got 33 votes. 73% say it depends on the situation. 24 is no, survival comes first. 3 is only the most vulnerable, and 0 is yes, it's the right. You guys never do the right thing. this, I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to wonder who I'm hanging out with here. All right, let's see here. We're gonna highlight that. There we go. So what to share and avoid. Now, certain items are more suitable for sharing in emergencies, while others should be withheld for safety or like practicality, Some essential items to share is food and water, non-perishable food, bottled water. They're kind of critical for survival. So ration carefully to extend their availability. Also, medical supplies, bandages, antiseptics, over-the-counter medications. They're invaluable for minor injuries and illness. Everybody should have a boo-boo kit. Everybody should have their own little baby pharmacy, for taking care of all the stuff that you need. Like I'm gonna go get some Dayquil here in a little while just to make sure. Because like I said, I went to bed with a scratchy throat, and now, bleh. All right, shelter, offering temporary refuge to neighbors with damaged homes can provide immediate relief. Yeah, Johnny lost his home to this, that, and the other thing. We need to let him live in our garage for a while. You can sleep on our couch for a couple days, but yeah. Information, believe it or not, information sharing updates about local resources and safety measures ensures informed decision making. Man, my notes. Tools and equipment like generators, flashlights, cooking gear can be shared if not in constant use, benefiting multiple households. Now, and then obviously, I hate to say this, but it's actually on the list is personal protective equipment or PPE. Masks and gloves are essential during health crises and can protect vulnerable neighborhoods. There's many times where people are living. Let's just say the people who are living in tents in North Carolina are more susceptible to becoming sick than if they were living in a nice heated house in North Carolina. You see what I'm saying? So the PPE can actually kind of help out just a little bit with these people with these kind of situations. Now, some items to avoid sharing. It's going to sound a little weird. Personal hygiene items. You don't want to share your toothbrush. You don't want to share your razors, and you don't want to share your towels because you can spread gene or germs and should remain personal in that particular case. So if you're going to share, if you need to give these things away, then go buy them, put them in a little Ziploc bag, and then that way you can hand them off, kind of like the hotel when you show up and say, "I need a comb," and they're like, "Here you go, sir." I don't even know if they do that anymore. Another thing is prescription medications. These kind of pose a legal and health risk if you decide to share them. Dosages because dosages and conditions can vary. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do what you need to do in a crisis or an emergency situation, but I mean, I don't think you should be sharing your Percocet with somebody who showed up just because they don't feel good and they're living on your couch, that kind of thing. Use common sense. And then obviously you don't want to share any contaminated or unsafe items. Avoid sharing anything that could harm others, such as spoiled food or damaged equipment. It's kind of in that realm of common sense. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead. Excuse me. My throat is starting to act stupid. All right, so I'm gonna go to the chat here real quick. Looks like we are still locked in. We're still locked where we were on the poll. I thought I highlighted something. There you go. Where are we at here? Mitigation. Um, Leah says Ben dash Ryan said for huge intersections and stuff, maybe, but regular residential housing, no, maybe 20, 30K. Gotcha. Becoming dangerous. Love your name, bro. Make sure you subscribe. If you do, it'll make something fancy happen on the screen. It wouldn't be that much higher if they dig it in the new housing developments before driveways are poured. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there needs to be an investment on infrastructure, and all you basically have to do is say, county, the county can just say, we require you to bury the power lines. It's that easy. They come in and they drill the wells and they put in all the pipes. You know what I'm saying? All the sewage and the water and septic. They put all that in before they even build a house. They put the lots up, the grass. You got green grass growing over these lots that aren't even sold yet, but they've got pipes coming out of the ground. So if they can do that, they can run the power. No problemo. All right, see, let's see. Driveways and port. Bullseye says, yeah, housing power lines aren't costing that much, but industrial power lines alongside roads are around $1 million. Gotcha. Becoming dangerous. Don't buy a house on the floodplain or below a dam. It's pretty simple. I know, right? Common sense. Let's see here. Always willing to share lead, or is that lead? Just Michelle says the best thing you can share is knowledge. Teach people how. Exactly, exactly. It's kind of the focus of this channel. Let's see. Travis says facts dangerous. Anisha, drink the water. Drink the water I made. Anisha, how are you doing, lady? Oh my God, it's right. It's right on. You think I should drink that water that you made me? It's right. It's still. Is it still good? Is it still good? How much should I drink? Tell me how much I should drink. Anisha's a friend of mine. Uh, she's a friend of the family. Um, and a good friend at that. And she made us some what is it? It smells like chlorine. It's like oxidized water or something like that. Tell me how much I should drink because it's still sitting on the stove. It's still sitting on the stove right where you left it. Bullseye says cold, fresh, hot lead for anyone needing it. Bullseye says multi-tool and essential tools to fix the maintain vital equipment, i.e. pews and farming equipment, water filtration systems. I don't want to sound selfish. Okay. Anybody who says that, it's like, I don't want to sound selfish, but I really am. I don't want to sound selfish, even though Cold is giving me like $10 today. I just had to like twist that knife, didn't I? Love you, man. I don't want to sound selfish, but what is in it for you should always be considered. It's true. It's true. Deep back behind this part of the brain housing group that sits behind the oxylibital lobe, which is someplace in here, someplace I think, is that portion of your brain that says, "What's in it for me, man? What's in it for me?" Let's see here. Being I can't grow facial hair and my beard is bald and my head is bald, then a comb is the last thing on my shtf supply list. But you could have one to give to somebody. Yeah. Shrapnel says, I'll take that comb off your hands, Bradley. Bradley Collins, I'm a Native American. When it wasn't able to grow my beard until about 30. I've told you this story before, Brad. Bullseye. I couldn't grow a beard until I was 50 years old. Let's see here. Shrapnel says, Ben, you Irish. What you talking about? You got that red. What you talking about, Willis? That's awesome. Anisha McCord. There we go. There you go. I'm still waiting, Anisha. How much do I drink? I don't want to overdose on this stuff. My brother had jet black hair and also had a red beard. That is kind of interesting. 37 votes. 70% says it depends on the situation. 27% says no, survival comes first, and 3% say only the most vulnerable, and 0% say yeah, it's the right thing to do. Okay, okay. Let's see here. Let's see. We have 3 minutes and 20 seconds left until it's if we don't meet the goal. If we don't meet the goal, it won't be all for nothing. It won't be all for nothing. So let's talk about organizing resource sharing. Now, efficient organization ensures resources are distributed fairly and effectively. Now, the way you can do this is one is neighborhood meetings. Regular gatherings provide a platform to discuss needs, share updates, and coordinate efforts. Resource mapping is something a lot of people don't know about, and that is creating a list of available items, skills, and services within the community, helps allocate resources strategically. And then you have something called consumer storage, or I'm sorry, community storage, and this is a central location for shared items, such as a community center, and it can streamline distribution and prevent duplication of efforts. And then also there's communication channels where, like group chats, bulletin boards, social media platforms can facilitate real-time updates and requests for assistance. I hate to say this, but Facebook is awesome for this particular thing. All right, so let's see here. Anisha, a few drops in each just a few drops in each cold drink. I gotta drink something cold, man. That's all right. Let's see here. That's awesome, Alicia McCord. Ben says there's a lot of Native Americans have lots of red hair. My brother had black. We did this already. You get my cheese whiz, boy. Anisha said just a few drops. Sono Italiano, quidi. I'm not saying that. That sounds like an evil spell. That sounds like something I'm not supposed to say, and you're trying to trick me into saying out loud. The militarist. Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I don't trust anyone. Let's see here. And looks like lots of laughs. All right, good to go. So let's talk about ethical and practical considerations. So just a couple of drops per drink. I'll try and find a dropper. All right. Ethical and practical considerations. And what we're talking about is sharing resources requires uh, balancing ethics and practicality. Now, I hate the word equity, but it actually does mean something other than DEI crap. But equity means that we're going to prioritize those with the greatest need while ensuring fair distribution. And we're going to avoid favoritism to maintain the community trust. It's kind of important. Bradley, you had to do it. Bradley did it. We made the goal. Oh my goodness. Guess I'm gonna keep going. And here we go. There we go. There we go. We're also going to think about something called transparency, and that's not like a lefty term. It's actually something that's weird. Or not weird. Ooh, cool, cold. We're just going to go over and above the call of duty. Oh, so hard. No, no, no. I'm spelling it so I can be funny. I'm spelling it wrong so I can be fun. But transparency, being open about the availability and allocation of resources. However, discretion is necessary to avoid unwanted attention or conflict. And then obviously something that we need to think about is called consent. We need to respect the dignity and privacy of those receiving assistance. Ensure that people ensure that this ensures that um, help is offered in a way that doesn't embarrass or stigmatize people. It's like the sometimes people don't want people to know that they're getting help because they're embarrassed. And we want to make sure that we don't do that. We don't want to embarrass people. Let's see here. Building long-term resilience. Now, resource sharing should contribute to building a stronger, more self-reliant community over time. It doesn't happen overnight, guys. And we've got this broken into some categories. And the first one is community bonds. Now, building long-term resilience, it's strengthening relationships that fosters mutual support and improves crisis preparedness. Also, skill sharing, encouraging neighbors to share knowledge such as first aid, gardening, or home repairs. This empowers individuals and reduces dependence on external systems. And then you've got the preparedness plans, and this can be an issue within a community because at some point there's always going to be the people that don't agree with you, that will not agree with any, that just want to fight, basically. So, taking a sip of coffee here. Ah, there we go. But with preparedness plans, you need to attempt to collaboratively, I did it, developing emergency plans and to ensure everyone understands their role and responsibilities during a crisis. And then we also need to think about something called resource pooling. Okay. And this is establishing a system of borrowing and returning tools or supplies that creates a sustainable approach to resource sharing. Well, basically, if you don't be a bad neighbor, my lawnmower, my deck chairs, my drill, my saw, and my favorite screwdriver should not be in your garage. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Going to the chat here. Let's see here from the militarist. Cool Colt says the ability to barter is the most useful ability we can master. Know how to determine value and sustainability of your resources. Shrapnel says it means I'm Italian, so I have long hair. Gotcha. So it wasn't an ancient spell that turned my YouTube channel off or something like that. Good to know, Shrapnel. Good to know. I kind of wish I knew how to speak Italian because it's a very elegant sounding language. Bullseye Ben says my grandmother was full-blooded Italian and came over to teach us to make pasta from scratch. Old Italian women are loud and like to smack the back of your head. Oh yeah, you got a little bit of that pasta fazool and some wooden spoon discipline. I experienced that when I was a recruiter in Rhode Island. Not a joke. Let's see here. Bartering is the best way. Just giving up. It then is better than just giving up your supply. That's true. Let's see. Cool Cole says I'm years deep into this channel. Can't stop now. Prep on. Somebody found the So if you're a member, we have a lot of new people here. I'm not trying to sell you that. So if you're a member, you actually have access to, oh, if you're a minimalist prepper, and that's the least amount you can be a member for. You you have access to some crazy like little emojis like the prep on thing that you see right there, and a few other ones. I need to make more of them, but YouTube will only let me have so many spots. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So I'm actually on my to-do list, guys. I'm trying to make some cooler ones, but you actually only get 32 by 32 pixels for that's what that little prep on is. That's 32 pixels across and 32 pixels vertical. So it's got to be something that catches people out, otherwise it's like whatever. And if you decide to become a doomsday prepper, which is the smart thing to do because you get access to everything. Not a joke. Not a joke. You get access to everything. The Discord, the library. It's downloadable. The digital library. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Um, Shrapnel says, in case of global emergency, I got a buddy who owns an old Atlas missile silo with enough food for half a century and enough water for about 1,000 years. So I'll go there. Shrapnel, so you know a very important person in the world. Uh, can we be friends? Hey, listen, Shrapnel. Seriously, if you know who I think you know, I would love to make a video of that place. So if you want to connect us, let's do that. Let's do that. I would love to do. I mean, they get enough attention. They've got millions. They probably have $1 billion locked into that place. Not a joke. I mean, it was this huge dream that this guy had to make this, and everybody told him he was crazy, but he did it, and now it's like there's a lot of money floating around there, and it's a huge resource. So let's see. Treat others how you want to be treated is more valuable than those. Exactly, exactly. Let's see. Creative Redundancy says, I'm good to go. Take Carrie. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, Creative Redundancy. Have a great day, man. Let's see here. Check out Dive Valhalla. Dive Valhalla. Ah, done. Dive Valhalla. During Texas, 180 foot deep missile silo. I found it. Dive Valhalla, but I'm gonna have to look it up after the stream, bro. I have to look it up after the stream. And we did make our goal, so we're going to extend the stream for as long as the I have stuff to talk about and you have stuff to post about. So continue doing that. Let's see here. I need to set up my laptop and actually edit my videos. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Let's see here. Where are we at here? In case of global, treat others. All right. So looks like you guys are slacking on the chat, but that's okay. I'm going to give you another opportunity, and we're going to talk about the psychological benefits of resource sharing. Coffee. The act of sharing has profound psychological effects on individuals and communities. I need to click that back right over here and then click that. Sorry, guys. Keyframe rate for 4 seconds less. Please use a key for 4 seconds or less. I don't understand. YouTube is asking me to do some stuff that I could never do in the middle of a live stream. Anyway, so the act of sharing has profound psychological effects on individuals and communities. And there's three main things to think about here. One is the sense of security and knowing that there is a support network, and this reduces anxiety and promotes a sense of stability. Also, there's something called the community spirit, where cooperation and cooperation and acts of kindness they boost morale. This reinforces the value of unity during challenging times. I like to call this the what is it? What is it? Damn it! Misery loves company theory. Also, mental health. Offering and receiving help mitigates feelings of isolations and fear, fostering emotional resilience. Now, some examples of uh, effective sharing is real life examples let me give you some real life examples of that demonstrate the power of resource sharing. So obviously the first one, the big one is Hurricane Katrina. Communities in affected areas, they pooled their resources and skills to survive and recover. And this illustrates the strength of a collective effort. And then we have that thing that we can't talk about, that thing. Um, Neighbors worldwide supported one another by sharing food, PPE, and emotional support during the lockdowns. And then you've got some local success stories. It would be smart to think about our local environments by highlighting some local examples that could inspire communities to adopt similar practices, showing the benefits of preparedness. And did I just glitch out, guys? Did I just glitch out? Something just happened on my control screen over here, and it looked like something changed. I don't know what happened. Somebody put it in the chat. Did I glitch out? It says I'm still live streaming, but there's something about my keyframe rate is problematic. Um, all right, so where are we at here? Let's go to the chat. How much is too much of a surplus? Well, I don't know. I mean, surplus is the term surplus means that you have too much. You have extra. You have gone over your goal. So essentially, if your goal is to have 3 months worth of food, water, supplies, basically preps put aside, then anything over that would be considered surplus. Okay. It's it's really how you look at it. And then Colt says the ability to recycle resources is also key. Know what can be done with items next or after initial use. Dual purpose redundancy. Yes. Well, everything that you buy should have more than one purpose. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's the dumbest little things. It's the dumbest little things. It's like, so I've got a screwdriver. Like everybody gets the little bits. But those things always fall out. I've got a set of screwdrivers that do different things, but my favorite screwdriver is the one, it's just a handle with a hole in it, with a hex hole in it, and my bit is like this long. And so when I want to go from Phillips head to straight slot, and it's a full size screwdriver. So and they only come in like packs of three. I think you can buy them at Wally World. I think it's one of the brands. It's like they got the red label on it or something like that. But it's the best screwdriver ever. Not a joke. It doesn't fall apart. It works. And if I need to switch it, I instantly do. And I don't lose the stupid little bits. Everything we should buy should have multiple purposes. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. What is going let's see. Go to the chat. My wife says I went overboard with my stockpile of things. They always say that because they don't see the inherent need for it. They don't see the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? If you live someplace where things can go bad really fast, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Everybody thinks that that pile of wood, that cord of wood that you chopped before the first snow, you know, uh, uh, even though you don't have a fireplace. They think it's a waste of time. They don't understand until the power goes out. It's a snowstorm. There's no way to heat your house. And now you have a fire pit in the back. You know what I'm saying? And they're warm and they're eating and drinking warm, cold food and and liquids. You know what I'm saying? And you're surviving. That's the mentality. And it took my last wife um it took her about a year to realize because I started into the preparedness realm, or I started becoming a prepper in 2008 when Barack Obama said that he is going to fundamentally change the United States of America. I knew it's like, why would we do that? That's like taking a razor sharp knife and saying, I don't like this knife. Let's grind it down and make it do something different. No, a knife is meant to cut. You know what I'm saying? Let's turn it into a spoon. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what fundamental change means. Okay. And so I knew that the stuff was coming, and it took her about a year to figure out what was happening with the economy. And she's like, wow, we need more food. So don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Everything will be fine. And don't placate your wife. These people are saying these things because they love you and they don't want you to be wasting your time and money. But continue on a little bit here. 6 can method, little by little by little. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You know what I'm saying? And then, hopefully it never happens, but one day you may need those things. So, well, let's see here. Didn't see a glitch, but a screen chat has been frozen for like 45 minutes. Yeah, it's weird. I'm seeing people post stuff, but I don't. You know what? I'm gonna switch to pop chat. We're gonna do that. Wow. Yeah, there's something going on with the chat. Because now the chat's totally locked up. I close that out. Let's get that back. Let's pop that out. Pop that out. Yeah, that was really weird what just happened, if you guys didn't see that. Um, let's see here. It's been working for me. I'm in there's top chat, live chat. There we go. Fix that. Yeah, yeah, I noticed the chat really did slow down. We had a lot of people in here saying a lot of things. Guys, do me a favor. Let's wake the chat up. Do me a favor, put a one in the chat. Um, do me a put a number one in the chat if you love hot chocolate on a winter's day. If you don't, put a number two in the chat. The idea is that we wake up the algorithm because the chat rate. Let me check my chat rate real quick here. My chat rate's a five, so that's not bad. That is really not that bad. It's just very weird that what is happening, you know? Um, let's see. Gyroscope ones are cool. What are you talking about, Bullseye? What are you talking about, man? Um, Correction. I buy food for the sole purpose of being eaten. That exactly. I will. If you guys didn't know this, I eat my pantry. I eat my pantry. I have enough I went through the whole thing in the very beginning and I bought a year's worth of freeze-dried food. It's all underneath my bed. I got a little bit of it on the shelves. But yeah, I've long-term done 1 year, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Spent a couple grand, it's done. That's what credit cards were for when you think the end of the world is coming. Made that mistake, but that's okay. That's okay. But now it's everything is from the Wally worlds. Yeah, YouTube is freaking out, guys. YouTube is freaking out. I don't know how much longer this will last. Normally, I can just click through this, but YouTube is the on my side. The algorithm is freaking out. Okay, so we may have just smacked it in the face when we did the ones and stuff. Alrighty then, you don't like hot. Alrighty then, Canada. My buddy from Canada is here. Yeah, good to see you, bro. I don't see you in the Discord very often. Are you worried that your socialist government is going to get you? Is that why you're not around anymore? I know you got your thumb back, so I know it works. Chocolate coffee. That sounds delicious. Hot chocolate with a touch of cinnamon. Let's see here. Oh, a man after my heart. There you go, Rose. Let's see here. I love hot chocolate every day. Where are we at here? Current time is 9:14. Hope that helps. Yes, it does actually. Um, let's see. Let's see. My connection is about 15 seconds behind. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right, let's see here. All right, so what I'm going to do is we'll close this up. That way you can finish your whatever you're going to put in the chat that is related to this subject. And then we can start talking about for the next 14 minutes what you guys want to talk about. So put those subjects in the chat and I'll be happy to talk to you about them. We can play Stump the Prepper if you like. I'm normally good for 9 out of 10 answers. All right, so in conclusion, sharing resources during emergency strengthens communities, fosters resilience, and ensures collective survival. While it requires careful planning and ethical consideration, the rewards extend beyond the immediate crisis. Acts of sharing, whether food, shelter, information, or skills, build trust and unity, preparing communities to face further challenges together. By balancing self preservation with altruism, resources sharing becomes a cornerstone of a resilient and connected community. Boom, boom, boom. So if you have not put your vote in the chat, now is the time to do that because that's when it actually matters. Like right now, right now. I'm going to go ahead and give it 15 to 30 seconds for you guys to put whatever it is in you, whatever it is you would like to talk about. Then, yeah, all right, let's see here. Cat, is it Doug and Stacy chocolate tea? Never heard of that before. Never heard of that. Chocolate tea. Chocolate coffee I can go with. I tell you what I really like on a Sunday morning is coffee with damn it, what is it? Kahlua. Coffee and Kahlua. It's mostly Kahlua with coffee, but it's a great way to start a Sunday morning. That is for sure. Let's see. Bullseye Ben says, should you allow strangers to barter with you and they are in a large group like ambush vibes? Uh yeah, no. Honestly, you can I don't know if you can defeat that situation, but you can try and mitigate some of the sparks of the fire that's probably coming. If you've got a large group that comes to your door asking for stuff, you know, you might as well not even open your door and just say, I don't have anything, go away. You know what I'm saying? And if they start banging on your door and there's like 20 of them, you know what I'm saying? You could probably, I hate to say this, but the tactic is to turn the door into a little bit of Swiss cheese. Put some new holes in the door, because if there's 20 people outside your door, you got those ambush vibes. You know what I'm saying? And they need to know they're not supposed to be there. And if they are bad people, then they already knew what they were going to do. And so you might end up doing some bad things to bad people, and hopefully you'll live through it. But if you open your door, then you kind of just like allowed the problem to happen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes conversation does not solve the problem. And yes, I know it's illegal in most states to put extra holes in your door when people are standing on the other side of it. I understand that. But if 20 people showed up to your house, those are what you call mitigating circumstances. It's that easy. It's that easy. Uh, if and the other thing I tell people too is when you start talking about actions that you may or may not have to take during a true SHTF situation, um, please remember that uh, that's the what is it? The world without rule of law is very temporary. It is very there's the chances in the modern world of us going back to a Mad Max scenario normally require a Chinese EMP or a Russian EMP. You know what I'm saying? The world will return to the rule of law. People will remember who you are and what you did. So please don't think that it's going to be like that. So use your brain. That's why you have one. Let's see here. Can I put a link for my channel in the chat? Um, I can do that. I can do that for you, bro. I don't think it'll let you, but let's do that. Um, Bullseye Ben. Where is that? Bullseye Ben, YouTube, the Ubis Tubis. Let's see here. I don't see where are you at here. You know what? I can go to my history. YouTube, delete. YouTube, enter. YouTube, click. Come on now. There we go. The Senate is live, guys. The Senate is live. Supply chain and national intel. I'll probably be going to the bear brief after this, guys. You know what? If you want, I can fire up the bear brief and you guys can watch it here. If you guys have never heard of it before, the Pilgrim showed up. What's going on, man? I'm still looking. Let me open that link, and then let's go with you know what? I just go to my history. That's the fastest way to do that, I think. I am logged in. Why can't I go to my damn history? Why are you being such a pain in the butt, YouTube? Why does YouTube look different on different computers? It's so stupid. 3 lines. History. There you go. Can I trust neighbors? We win. There he is. Bullseye Ben. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Let's go and scroll down here. Get that going right there. And we're going to go click and save. That's right. I talked to myself. Here you go, guys. This is the Bullseye Ben right here. Let's see here. Yes, wrenches can put links in chat. Gotcha. Oh, there. Well, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Oops. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see here. Morning LP, everybody in chat, listening to driving. Oops. Put in chat. Choo choo choo. There you go, Ben. Yeah, Ben's chat. You're catching some traction there. I think it's because of the way you look. You do not look like a refined Navy man to me. Not even one from the 70s. But hey, man, to each their own. To each their own. Okay, we did that. I'm trying to see here. Is this open? This is open. All right. You know what I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I told you guys I would extend this. And so people might enjoy doing this. I'm gonna throw this over here. I'm going to throw this over here. I'm gonna just close that out. So we're gonna do something different, guys. I don't normally do this, but I'm actually kind of a big um I like what Refuge Medical does, and I like what Bear Independent does, and I think the guy's pretty smart. So let's. I don't honestly. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're gonna try this. I might have to move some things around on the screen. Um, let's see here. No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. Let's do this, and then that will should be prettier. Let's see here. Make sure you guys. I don't know if you guys are getting his sound or not because some things changed. Desktop audio, I need to change that to properties. You guys should be getting his sound. Is this muted? Oh, it's muted.
Because you're talking about a document that was
There
produced
we
by the
go.
intelligence agency in 2025.
There we
You
go.
can make it say
Oh, and also,
whatever you
guys, if
want it to
you
say,
put
and it
something in
can
the
look
chat,
like
it will populate
it can look like whatever they want it to
onto
look like. So much so, especially with
the right
this
side of the screen there. And I can't mute
$500
this.
billion
I don't know why I
Project
can't. You know what? Let me do
Stargate
this.
investment into AI and AGI, alternate generative intelligence. They can produce whatever they want to. And so with that $500 billion investment, quietly, as I understand it, the
There it
intel
is.
community has known that they're going to hit a point where quantum computing will be
Oh
able
yeah,
to
no,
break
he is.
all of
He's
their
incredibly
encryption.
smart.
They've known
Incredibly
that that's been
smart.
coming.
Self-made
Okay.
man.
And so they have
A lot
been
of respect. A lot of
scrambling,
respect for this guy.
intelligence community has been scrambling to
Why is the
read
chat not
encrypt
doing
and or
something?
hard copy
I
and
see chat, but I
offline
don't see the chat
everything
coming
that's ever
in
been classified
to
ever.
the stream. You guys should be
Because
seeing your
once quantum
chats.
computing hits its
Hold
inflection
on, let me
point,
see if I can.
there will be no there'll be no encryption that keeps any file safe. No, there's no more digital encryption ever again. Okay, well that's fun. And AI. I
Doesn't
want
make
it to look
sense.
like it's old paper that was typed on by a typewriter that printed this report. Okay, it can absolutely produce that image. And we're all retarded if we don't think that the IC has kept paper from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and typewriters and equipment from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s to be able to produce whatever they want to on that paper as well.
I'm
Right?
trying to
That's
get
like
the
just
chat
basic
doesn't seem to
tradecraft.
be
That's easy.
populating for some
That's
reason, and I don't
easy.
get it.
Give me some old paper and an old typewriter. Now, what do you want it to say? All right. Bradger, exactly. Use your rectangle of death as if it were already decrypted. Exactly. It's all compromised. So there are files coming out saying that Martin Luther King was bisexual and that he engaged in orgies and paid prostitutes and all. And there's been rumors of that for years. Okay. Doesn't explain why he was killed. Well, I guess at some point we'll get
Kind
to
of
that.
disappointed. I don't know why the chat's
But
not coming through here. It's kind of give me 1 second, guys. I gotta figure
promiscuity
something out here.
of Reverend King. Because it didn't
now
fit
it
with
wants
the
to work.
narrative.
Now it's decided to start working.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Oh, such a pain in the butt.
But just beware, whatever those drops look like when they come, we still won't know anything. And even if you were holding the documents in your hand, that doesn't mean that they were produced 70 years ago, 60 years ago, 50 years ago. It just means that you're holding a document in your hand. We're at the point now where nothing can be trusted anymore. So much so. I mean, just to travel down this rabbit hole a little bit further.
Oh, rabbit
There's
hole. I love rabbit holes.
8,000 videos and live streams of me on the internet. Now, I'm not terribly interesting. There's no reason for any bad actor that I'm aware of
Not terribly
to
interesting.
produce content of me saying things
This is
using AI that I never said. But there might be at some point. Okay. And I would use today's brief and this timestamp in a court of law if needed to point out you can
In a
make it
court
say
of
whatever
law.
you want.
Let me see
Okay,
if I can
like they could
adjust this
release
one more time. The delay
they could
is
have released a Bear
no high
manifesto, and he
delay
said
shooting
on video that he
instant
was going to X, Y, and Z. No, they can make
4
anybody
seconds.
say whatever they want to make them say. But that's part of why I do dive into rabbit holes. I do go off script. I do tuck a pinch of these dumb little nicotine pouches every now and then. I do slurp my coffee. All these little humanistic mannerisms that AI, at least right now, will mess up. Okay, so if you
Crazy.
ever
Now the
see
chat's
me
not working
ever
at all.
anywhere acting like, yeah, that doesn't seem like Bear, it's probably not me. But I'm not that interesting yet. Rabbit hole in the rabbit hole. If you're an American, you
Rabbit
have
hole.
been
Rabbit
interesting,
hole.
especially a freedom-loving, patriotic, homesteading, training American. You've been interested into the intelligence community for at least the last 4 years. And they've been collecting all of your data, and they're collecting it right now. And all of this lives in a server farm somewhere, probably deep underground in a thermoregulated environment. And they will
This is
call up
crazy.
whatever they need to call up for your pattern of life or evidence against you if/when you ever catch charges. But Trump just issued an executive order. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he did. That doesn't mean that things have changed yet. It's one deeds, not words, right? It's one thing to say something. It's a whole nother thing to do the thing or to make the thing happen. Okay. Rockstar said, speak in person without devices within earshot. 100%. I've talked about that before. Whenever you're doing anything that is even remotely
What's up,
sketchy,
Teresa? Good
or
to see
that the
you.
government might consider as sketchy,
Testicles.
you leave your existential crisis rectangles at home. At home, not just in the truck, at home, because it's tracking your movements, even if you're driving to a place. You leave it at home. All right. My wife started taking some pill that has liver in it the other day. And she
Go
was
top my
telling me
coffee
about
up. I'll
it.
be right back.
Guess what kind of Facebook ads I've been getting here lately? I've never searched for liver pills. I don't want liver pills. I'm not interested in liver pills. But now every freaking ad on Facebook is liver pills. Do you need liver pills? No, I'm good. Thanks, man. So, U.S. DOT DEIA forwarding message from the acting secretary. It's chilly in here. My head's cold. We're taking steps to close all agency diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility offices at the end and end all DEIA-related contracts in accordance with President Trump's executive orders titled Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing and Initial Rescissions of Harmful Executive Orders and Actions. These programs divided Americans by race, wasted taxpayer dollars, and resulted in shameful discrimination. It sounds like it's just opening lines. It sounds like DOT, which, I mean, what does DOT do, man? You're talking about, like, by and large, a bunch of people that, like, drive trucks and operate heavy equipment and pave roads and stuff. So that's, I guess we could make some inferences as to where their political preferences lie. We are aware of efforts by some in government to disguise these programs by using coded or imprecise language. If you are aware of a change in any contract description or personnel position description since November 5, 24, to obscure the connection between the contract and DEIA or similar ideologies, please report all facts and circumstances to DEIA Truth at opm.gov within 10 days. There will be no adverse consequences for timely reporting this information. However, failure to report this information within 10 days may result in adverse consequences. It should. You should fire him. I got banned on X for saying that, which is interesting because it's run by Elon, and Elon's part of Doge, and he's homies with Trump, and Trump just signed an executive order saying there should be no more violation of the First Amendment on social media. But I got banned on X for 12 hours. I got put in timeout for saying that Anthony Fauci should be hanged for crimes against humanity. So I'll just restate that here. Anthony Fauci should be hanged for crimes against humanity. Cool. In addition to the above, all personnel are directed to withdraw any final or pending documents, directives, orders, materials, and equity plans issued by the agency in response to the now repealed Executive Order 14035, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility in the Federal Workforce. These actions must be taken immediately, but no later than January 31st, 2025. Thank you for your attention in this important matter. Todd B. Hunter, Acting Secretary. Well, Todd seems okay. Todd seems all right. I don't know Todd. I don't know anything about Todd. Maybe he shits in a letterbox for all I know. But the document seems okay. Yeah, that's the bonus intel for today. What else? I had a thought and I lost it. It's all right. It's a coffee time with bear. It's not a brief. Oh, it's back. Anthony Fauci. How interesting. So Fauci receives a blanket pardon from Biden right there at the end of Biden's term. Russia.
Russia. Sorry, guys. It's it's day 3
it's like,
of
hey,
the third
why
day
don't
of
you
the girlfriend's
extradite
chemo regimens.
that dude
It's the
that
worst
caused
day.
the AIDS
That's where all
pandemic
she
and then
wants. She
caused the
just feels
COVID
bad, and all
pandemic?
she
Why
wants to
don't
do
you
is
just
sleep.
send him over here? And if you send him over here, we're definitely willing to have a conversation about shutting down this war in Ukraine. Now, U.S. biolabs in Ukraine, is that going to come out? Maybe. The China virus. So bad. China, me and G, we were friends. And then bat soup in Wuhan, people died.
I think I do a
Operation
better
Warp
Trump
Speed. It was a
impersonation.
beautiful vaccine, but it was terrible. So now Putin's saying, yeah, we can talk about shutting down the Ukraine
Pot
war.
roast? Someone's
Why
got
don't you
pot
send
roast?
Fauci our way? Because that presidential pardon don't mean shit in Mother Russia. It also don't mean shit for any state level crimes. It's just federal and federal crimes that you have been convicted of. There's no such thing as a blanket pardon. And I see you, Daniel. I'll get you in one moment. And Biden was deemed unfit to stand trial. Remember on those classified documents in his garage next to his Corvette? The man is unfit to stand trial. Well, he's definitely unfit to issue executive orders and pardons then. And 'twas it if I was president number 47, I would be tearing that
Talk to you later, Ian.
apart
Good hanging out, man.
legally right now. From that moment forward, from 1 second
Appreciate you,
after
Teresa.
that federal judge said this man is unfit to stand trial,
I'll vote for Ben.
everything Biden did was illegitimate from that point forward. Now, I think it was illegitimate from jump. I think they stole the election.
There's something so wrong
And
with
I
this
think that he was
with this chat.
appointed. He was selected, not elected. But certainly from that moment forward that federal judge said, no, he can't stand trial. He doesn't have the mental capacity to stand trial. Well, he certainly doesn't have the mental capacity to govern then, which means all those pardons get thrown out. All those executive orders get thrown out. All those sweetheart deals get thrown out. My 2 cents. That's what I would do.
One of the things a lot
Daniel
of people don't know
Pono.
is
Hey,
that if they
Bear, I'm
accept
one of your
the- if
Patreon
they accept a
subscribers.
pardon,
And
they
a few weeks
nullify their
ago,
Fifth
my
Amendment
9-year-old
rights,
had to have an
so that when
emergency
they're
surgery.
summoned, they're
Thank you.
required
And any
to
of your
provide all
subscribers who
information
prayed
before
for us. He's
Congress.
doing much
They
better.
can't
now.
apply
Awesome,
their
Daniel. I'm
their
glad to
Fifth
hear
Amendment
that.
rights.
Thank you for the update. So Putin might be the one to hang Anthony Fauci for crimes against humanity. Now here's the downside to that, right? Like there's 2 sides, multiple sides to every coin. Speaking of, did you see central bank digital currencies per executive order are no longer a thing during this administration? Interesting. 2 sides to every coin. What an intelligence boon it would be to be debriefing Anthony Fauci in a gulag somewhere in Mother Russia. That guy has been inside the United States apparatus for decades. Yeah, I'd have a pair of jumper cables hooked to his genitals with his feet in a bucket of water for weeks, months, years. I want to know everything this guy knows. I want to know everything. Names, dates, operations, Where did the money go? Who was in on it? I want to know everything this guy knows. And so there's some danger to the United States. To which United States? The deep state? I mean, are we there now? Are we really at the federal level just pulling the mask off and letting the chips fall where they may? Maybe. But there's certainly exposure to having a guy like Anthony Fauci sent to Russia and being debriefed by the Russians. And who knows what tales the Russians will weave after the fact. It certainly won't be the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. It won't be that. It'll be whatever narrative they can spin that will fit the Russians' courses of action. So he overstayed his air addiction. Nice, Yankee. The written brief for today is basically talking about supply chain impacts due to the ICE raids and deportations that are going on. Specifically talking about food.
Oh yeah,
Food
production,
production,
got to go.
25% of which is coming out of California, where, what was the number? It was a big number. 61% of farm workers, according to the data, are illegal immigrants. So that's something to be on the lookout for there. One of the things I also wanted to point out is, from my vantage point where I sit as CEO of Refuge Medical, we've been experiencing supply chain hiccups since COVID. It never really got any better. And then last year, the DoD, DLA, Defense.
Hey, good morning, Light Raider. Good to see you, bro.
Department of Defense,
We're just
Defense
watching a
Logistics
little bit of Bear
Agency,
Independent
they're the
right
ones that
now.
buy
He's
everything.
live. He's
You know,
normally live
you
during
need
at
a
9
spoon,
o'clock, so
go
this
to
is kind of
DLA.
different.
You need a howitzer, you go to DLA. You need a helicopter, DLA. Backpack, tourniquet, quick clot, compressed gauze, DLA. And DLA has been buying, tons isn't the word. I mean, they had an 81 or $82 billion budget last year. Okay. And they bought up literal tons, thousands, millions of tons of stuff, including first aid equipment, the kind of stuff that we sell at Refuge, to the point that a lot of our suppliers are still servicing those DLA contracts. That has created shortages for basic things like tourniquets, pressure bandages, gauze, etc. North American Rescue got bought out by Henry Schein in 2019. TACMed Solutions got bought out by a private equity firm 12, 18 months ago. And so the two biggest kids on the block with trauma medicine have both been bought out. They're not the same companies that they used to be. And I'm not saying they're bad guys, but they are now beholden to shareholders. And as such, they've been raising their prices every month. And it might only be, it's 4%. It's 4% price increase this month, but it's been 4% price increase for the last 18 months. And so not only is there scarcity, but they're increasing the cost of things. Now, when we send National Guard to the border, we send JSOC to the border, and all throughout. Another thing to understand with ICE is it's not just the border. They're now allowed to operate between Canada and Mexico, and they may be going into Mexico as well. Okay. So just be aware of that. It's going to create even more of
This is a very true statement, guys. If you
one of
don't
the
know anything about special
shortfalls
forces,
for ICE is they're saying that they're understaffed. They're going to need another.
they have unbelievable assets, unbelievable
20,000
capabilities, and they are, even if they even
agents in order
start
to
to
get the job
think
done,
about,
which
because
Trump
they're a
has talked
strategic
about. Well,
level
let's send the
asset,
IRS,
you know,
those
basically tier one
87,000
asset.
agents there.
And
We already
they
have
will
the
start
ERS,
spinning
the
up
External
target
Revenue
packages,
Service, which
building
is super
intel
interesting to
dossiers.
me.
They
We're
will
going to see
start
how the
doing
tariffs
all
pan
sorts of
out.
stuff,
And they're
just
talking
so
about a
that
lot
when
of
the
tax
president makes
breaks
a
and a lot
phone
of tax
call,
cuts.
they're like,
I've yet to
no problem,
see
sir, we're already ready.
anything solid on that yet.
They actually have the authority to
But
do
I
that.
do think in times of the economic crisis that we're in right now, if people paid in last year at the point of a gun, that's called extortion. You will pay your taxes or go to prison. And then they don't get a refund or tax check this year. That's going to negatively impact the confidence as well as the economy, as well as consumer confidence and spending. So
We'll talk to you later, man.
I don't know where the line of demarcation is there. Is it after April 20th? They say, okay, no more taxes. I don't know. But all that to say, medical supply chain has been screwy for a while, and it's not getting any better. And this border issue is going to exacerbate that as well. So that's the written brief. And with that, I'm going to tell you guys real quick about refuge. We have right now, if you live in a place that gets snow, like Miami, Florida, or, the northern tiers, a lot of y'all have been asking for winter camo pattern kits. And so we have 4 on-body kits that are available, limited run, limited time, essentially now. The Barefac, the Bare Minimum, the SOB, and the OpFac are all available in Alpine multicam. Okay, so that's white and gray multicam. They
Talk to you
look
later, Leah.
amazing.
Good
They
seeing
look
you.
really cool. And they're 1,500 denier ballistic nylon. They're very thick, very durable. The cold's not going to kill them. You can get them in pouch only if you want a bag only option, so that you can, if you already have a Barefac, you can take the inner out of your multicam Barefac and stick it in your Alpine multicam winter camo. You can do that. OpFac, SOB, Bare Minimum. Or you can get the whole kit. If you want a dedicated winter kit, you can do that as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. Those exist. They're at refugemedical.com. Go there today before sundown. So you have winter camo kits. And then you have the Liberty Drop. We have some awesome patriotic pattern kits. The Adventure Bag, the Boo Boo Kit Bag, and then the Mag Bag, Move, Adapt, Go Bag. The Mag Bag can be worn as a fanny pack, can be worn as a sling bag, can be worn as an over-the-shoulder bag, or you can attach it to a bicycle or anything else that has tubular steel on it. And it comes with all the pieces, parts in order to configure it however you want. Okay. You can fit.
Opinion is that
I'm
the
not saying you
taxes
should,
won't
but
leave
you
for a
can
few
fit
years till the
a
tariffs
Glock
make up the
17
difference.
with the TLR
They won't give
1HL
up
light
that money.
on it,
That's not how
a
government works.
reload,
No,
a slick
agreed.
kit,
There
and a
should be.
tourniquet inside
It's
of
called
it,
parallel
and still have
development
room inside for your wallet, your keys,
programming.
your Bic
Not
lighter,
programming
your
as a computer,
whatever.
but programming as in
Okay. It'll hold all that stuff, but it's
what's the word I'm looking
relatively
for here?
compact. It's a
Government
fanny
programming
pack.
regime.
All right.
It's where
A
they
it's
develop
a
in one direction,
largish fanny
and
pack,
then
but
they
it's a
continue
fanny
to
pack.
develop, and then as the graphs
And that's
change, the foam
available
lets out.
in the
There
Liberty
you go.
pattern, stars and stripes, beautiful red, white, and blue pattern. That's 500 denier. So it's a little bit thinner material, but it's still incredibly durable. In fact, John from SOE Tactical, who's a dear friend of mine, last time we were out there for Self-Reliance Festival, he was like, "Are you guys still building your stuff out of 1000D?" Which is like this. This is a multi-cam Barefac. I said, "Yeah, we build out of 1000D." He goes, "You got to switch to 500." I was like, "Okay, why? Isn't it going to fall apart?" And he was like, "Look at this chest rig that we made 18 years ago that's been to Afghanistan 15 times. It's made out of 500D." It's like, oh, interesting. So 500D will hold up. We are currently still building the majority of our kits out of 1000D, which is this stuff right here. Speaking of Barefac, holding the Barefac. Barefacs and Bare Minimums are listed on the website as 2 to 4 weeks fulfillment time. As the boss and CEO, I have it on good authority that they are shipping out the beginning of next week. So it's a great time to buy a Barefac.
I've got
and a
3
Bare
people
Minimum.
that have ordered
We have
that their order has not been
$100,000
fulfilled
of
yet.
completed
I think that they're
inventory in
kind of getting
stock on
overloaded
Barefacs and
by some
Bare
of these big
Minimums.
orders that are
So
coming
if you need one,
through my
come
channel,
get one.
which is great. It's great.
refugemedical.com. And you can use promo
I think
code
it's good. It's
BEARNATION
a
for free
solid
shipping on
program.
everything in the store.
It's a solid
Tracking. Because to my earlier point, when I was discussing earlier the after action report, you need to have a kit. Like
Scratch my brain.
every semi, every vocational truck, every DOT regulated truck on earth, or at least in the United States of America, has a fire extinguisher in it, as it should. Every one of them should have a Bearfac in it. Every single one of them. If you're a civilian, get red with reflective. It's red and reflective for a reason. You can find it in low light, no light. It will reflect flashlights and headlights.
VA
You can
hospital
find it in
called
the
me.
dark. You can see
Damn
it
VA.
through smoke and through broken glass. That's why I literally saw a fire truck going down the road one day, and I was like, oh, we need to make our kits that color, red and reflective, because you can see it. Your eyes go right to it, right? Every tradesperson, every professional driver, anybody that is in a motor vehicle, you need a Bearfac in that thing, because massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulation, head injury, hypothermia, everything else, it will do all of it. And statistically, driving is the most dangerous thing.
Ben, I don't think
Like
that,
I said,
I don't think that there's
just 2 days ago,
Democrats are going to win for
48
a
hours ago,
long time. I
maybe
think
30,
that,
I don't know, 36
dude,
hours ago.
I mean,
Semi
everybody's still
versus
kind of
SUV.
stuck in the whole winning. You know,
And
I'm going to
that's
turn
not
down.
the first
I'm
or the
not
10th
sure.
motor vehicle
If I
accident
do
that I've
this,
responded
it should
to.
be mostly my voice. Guys,
So,
do me a favor. Let me know in the chat. If I do,
it's not a
I've
hard
just
sell.
reset my
It's just a
volume. So
fact.
now you should be
You're
hearing
gonna
me
need it.
more than
You're gonna
anybody
need it.
else. Or
And
more than Bear.
the
So
whole
let me know in the chat, and
refuge
I'll tell you, because
exists
I've got this
is
fancy
because
mic. It's got
nobody
all sorts
else
of
is
doodads that I don't
making
understand. So
first
I'm just
aid
trying.
kits
You know,
that actually work.
can't between stops.
Okay?
But what is a
That
Bear
actually
fac?
work. Let alone making them
I'm
here
waiting for the delay.
in
Otherwise, I'm
America
talking in a hole.
before it was cool. Okay? We were making kits in America during the first Trump presidency,
so
not the second. We're not scrambling to nearshore our operations because we've already been doing this. We pay
everything
real
is
Americans
happening
a real
so
wage
rapidly.
to produce literally the best first aid
Within
kits
our
on
government,
planet Earth,
we
because I
can't
don't want you to die.
watch everything that's happening.
Okay, I don't want to pull you out of the flaming semi and throw a
the
tourniquet
executive
on
orders are
you
going absolutely
that was
wacko.
$4 off a
I mean,
Temu that
it's
breaks.
and not in a bad way.
That doesn't work. Or try and
People are
pack
being
your
deported.
wound with
If you
some
go to,
Chinese
if you
made
want to see some
hemostatic
motivating
gauze
stuff,
that is
go to
nothing more than nylon.
whitehouse.gov and look
It's
at
not
what that webpage
hemostatic,
looks
and I
like.
know
It doesn't
that
look anything
because I
like what
have
it used
it.
to look like. You got to watch a damn 1-minute video of freaking awesomeness before you can
Because I
even start
bought one of these
navigating the
pieces of
window.
junk,
You
and
know
I
what I'm
bought
saying? It's
several.
pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So
Because
you should be.
this is not hemostatic
Let's
gauze.
try this. So this should be.
Even though it says
I think this should
hemostatic
be
gauze.
this
This
one
is
right here,
nylon.
guys. How does
And
this
I know
one
what
sound?
nylon
Is this mostly
because
him
I
or
own a sew
mostly
shop
me?
where we
Now
sew with
I'm
nylon.
curious.
There's nothing hemostatic about this. If you've
Also,
ever
there's a little
felt
bit of
quick
a
clot, you
delay,
can
so
feel
you might have to listen to
it's
me not
clay.
talk about
It's
anything
kale
for
and
30
clay. You
minutes.
can
You're gonna
feel
watch
it.
my lips move.
This is just nylon. This is what they make
excuse me.
pantyhose out of. This
Um,
does nothing.
but
But I got it. This pressure bandage.
Trump fit is
sucks.
awesome. There you go.
You can see through it.
Back to what Bradley was
Look at
saying.
that.
It's absolutely
trash.
crazy how much
No
is being
pressure.
done every
There's not a pressure
single
bandage.
day. It's
Just
been
everything about
what,
it is
today?
terrible.
What is today? What is today? Today's been 4 freaking
The
days.
rolled, this
In
is
the
what they
last
call
3
a
days,
combat gauze.
he's absolutely
Look at
destroying,
that. Look at that
destroying
little
the
tin
leftist
foil
agenda. Everything
thing.
that they did that was bad for our
So
country.
you want the thickness of the gauze to
You're
fill
showing
the
pictures of
wound.
people being put
This
on
is trash.
C-17s and taken back to
It's
their
just the whole
freaking
thing is
countries.
trash.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is what we've been
It's
railing
insane,
against for 5 years.
And it's funny too because
And so thank you to everybody who has ever bought a kit from us. Thank you to everybody.
He's actually doing what the hell he said he could do. I can hear you, but Bear seems slightly louder. Okay,
you
so
are
that's
helping
him.
us make a difference.
So this should be
you are helping
me.
us push back against
This
that.
should be mostly
I don't
me,
want good
is what
people
I
to
think.
die.
I think
That's
I had
the
it
whole
right.
point of the company.
So
Preservation
now,
of life.
Teresa, better than it was before, though. How is this? This should be
And
mostly
for what a
me
semi
right
costs, what a truck costs,
let's
comparatively,
see here. Auxiliary, I don't know what INST is.
Guys,
but we're good.
I know
We're
there
good.
are people listening to this right now. Your light bar on the top of your 3/4 ton costs 3 times what a Bearfac cost. And it ain't going to save your life. You have one ratchet on your service truck.
He had my attention.
Ratchet on your service truck that costs more than a bare feck. If you're in a heavy equipment shop right now, you're listening, right? You have one set of deep well metric sockets that cost
Okay,
more
so I'm
than a
just
bare
gonna.
feck.
Yeah, I honestly don't.
See what I'm saying?
How's this? I'm gonna leave it
Tourniquet.
in the middle. I'm gonna leave it in the middle. I was just
You
trying to
could
be able to
buy
shut him
one
down if I
less
wanted
can
to
of
talk
Skull
over
for
him.
a week, or
Let's see
Copenhagen
here.
if you're into that.
All right,
Have yourself
I'm
a
going back to
tourniquet.
this. I'm going.
It's
It's so crazy.
not expensive,
I'll figure this out
and it's
later.
certainly
I'll
not
figure this out
cheap.
later.